Hi, I'm Miss Vernon. I'm going to read you a short book about George Washington Carver. He was a famous inventor and agriculturalist. He took care of fruits and vegetables. He taught farmers how to grow fruits and vegetables, and he did a lot with peanuts. 300 things. Now let's read about him and see. Let's see. Now this is like he's saying it, like he's talking to you. All right? I was born on a farm in Missouri. It belonged to the Carver family. My parents were slaves. The Carvers owned my mother. My father died before I was born. Slave traders kidnapped my mother. I was just a baby. So he was all alone. But after that, the Carvers raised me. So they took this young boy in and they raised him like he was their own. See what they did. Oh, I went to college in Iowa. So they sent him to college because slaves did not go to college. They did not go to school at all. Mrs. Carver, who raised him, I understand, taught him how to read, how to do math, because he did not go to school. But then she and her husband made sure he went to college in Iowa. That's a very flat place where a lot of people farm. Well, I studied agriculture, he wrote. Let's see what happens. I became a scientist. I taught at a college for black students. I helped them learn to be better farmers. How do you want to help people? I like to read to people. I like to teach people to read. That's how I help people. Think about how you like to help people. You might like to help somebody write with their pencil. Think about things. Well, farmers in the South planted cotton for years. It wore out the soil. In other words, they put the seeds in, and when they watered them and the sun shone on them, they still didn't grow because the dirt had no nutrition for the cotton seeds. Well, what did he do? Let's see what he says. I told farmers to try different crops. I suggested peanuts. Oh, he thought peanuts would be good for the soil. Let's see what he says. Planting peanuts made the soil better. Farmers grew more peanuts than they could sell. Well, what kind of crop would you like to plant? I think I would like to plant broccoli. I like broccoli a lot. But now let's get back to what George Washington Carver said. Farmers grew more peanuts than they could sell. What are they going to do with the extra peanuts? I think he helped them with that too. Let's see what he says on the next page. I found more than 300 uses for peanuts. Some involve soap, paint, and glue. I wonder if he made peanut butter. I bet you he did. 300 ways to use peanuts? Maybe you could look some of those up someday. Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? How do you use peanuts 300 different ways? And he knew how to do it, and he was teaching people. Let's see what happened. Both whites and blacks respected me, he said. I gave talks. I said whites and blacks should have equal rights. Because back then, the whites had better schools than the black children. Not all black children were allowed to go to college. Not everybody was allowed to vote. Only white people. And he wanted everybody to be respected and have equal rights. Well, why is that important to be respected, do you think? I bet you it's, who do you respect? And don't you like it when people are respectful to you? They talk nicely to you? They ask you nicely? Well, here's what he said next. I died in 1943. My ideas changed lives. They helped farmers. They made people think about equality. What would you like to ask me? He said. So think about, if you had a question to ask him, what would you like to ask him? Maybe someday you can look up another book about George Washington Carver and find out. Look, this is a timeline. There he is. He was born in And I'm sorry, 1865. He died in 1943. Then, he did a lot. I hope you enjoyed the book. And remember the name George Washington Carver is a very famous and kind African American scientist. Bye.